Donald Trump got spanked today hard by a federal district judge in Washington, D.C., a judge named Beryl Howell, who was one of the judges who oversaw a lot of the January 6th prosecutions for the insurrectionist individuals that Donald Trump all pardoned on his first day in office. So remember that Donald Trump he's issued a couple of executive orders targeting specific law firms in the Washington, D.C. area because he doesn't like who they've represented in the past or who they're currently representing, including one firm that represented Jack Smith and another firm, Perkins Coie. He didn't like a couple of the things that attorneys for that law firm did relative to their involvement with the Steele dossier. And one of their attorneys, Mark Elias, beat Rudy Giuliani on 60 out of 61 lawsuits that Rudy Giuliani filed following the 2020 election. Neither one of those attorneys is still at Perkins Coie, but Donald Trump has targeted them anyway and issued an executive order stripping them of security clearances, preventing them from doing the work that they do in Washington, D.C. Well, today, Judge Beryl Howell issued a temporary restraining order against Donald Trump and the Trump administration, putting a restraining order on this executive order. And Perkins Coie had also previously represented Hillary Clinton and, wait for it, George Soros. That's right. During a Wednesday hearing, attorneys for Perkins Coie told Judge Howell that Trump's order would effectively destroy the firm by preventing lawyers from entering federal buildings or meeting with federal employees. That's the work that they do. One attorney described it as like a tsunami waiting to hit the firm. It truly is life-threatening. It will spell the end of the law firm. And it's just personal, bitchy, animus, vengeance, and retribution on Donald Trump's part. There's no legal basis to do this. Judge Howell said that she told DOJ lawyer Chad Mizell that the executive order, quote, sends chills down her spine when he claims that President Trump has the power to issue an executive order like this based solely on his view that a certain individual or certain company has not acted within the nation's interests. If left unchecked, we'll be left in a country we barely recognize, one of the attorneys from Perkins Coie said. Judge Howell ruled that the firm had met its burden to secure a temporary restraining order against the executive order that Donald Trump had issued, and that executive order is now dead. So I expect by this time tomorrow, we will be seeing multiple Republican members of the House and the Senate calling for Judge Beryl Howell to be impeached because she had the temerity to uphold the law against Fat Nixon Pervert Hoover.